You really did ask me that question, didn't you?
Did you two dream of coming to the Oscars? Did you used to watch the Academy Awards?
I did, and I do.
Moonlight winning was very dramatic.
You think?
I mean, that was a moment that I'll never forget. That was the year I met my husband, and it was like our first official date. And so that was very this is one for the history books.
We had a little old TV that was in a big old wooden box. Just loved Lady Sings the Blues. And Diana Ross's performance in that film was so outstanding. It was one of the reasons why I really wanted to learn the art of costume design.
When Halle Berry did win, I remember being in awe of her gown. That's one thing. But I was really, really excited for her.
The thing that came to mind was I kind of grew up with Julia Roberts. And I remember when she won, because I'm a big fan of hers still, and I remember that being a big deal because I used to watch her all the time.
I remember staying up late watching the Oscars with my dad, and the year Rick Baker won for The Grinch was so exciting for me because he was my idol.
Very first thing that came to me, you may be too young to remember this, but there was a thing called streaking.
Quite likely.
David Niven and the person was streaking across the stage.
That was scandalous, and it was the early 70s.
It was really scandalous.
Yeah.
We did look at vampire movies here and there, but in talking with Ryan and going through this process, we would talk about our favorite movies and movies we remember seeing when we were kids in the theater. So things like Jurassic Park, things like The Thing, things like The Fugitive, where these are all movies that are sort of forever movies that people always revisit. It may not be the most prestige movie at the time, but they're enjoyable and they stick with you.
Mr. Hammond, I think we're back in business.
The Thing was something that was brought up. It's one of his favorite films. I love the film. He has a big poster of it behind his desk. And it was also shot anamorphically, which I'm a big fan of. So it has a beautiful darkness and tension to it.
I feel like I have to credit all the people I watched growing up. I watched these titans like Whoopi Goldberg and Sheryl Lee Ralph. I feel like I've watched so many people and I've learned and taken so much from them.
I remember him talking about There Would Be Blood as well. And it was also a film that resonated for me aesthetically. The usage of the rich tones of brown, the deep textures, and the way that it came across as a period piece.
The first conversations I had with Ryan Coogler, he said to me, he goes, you ever see Puss in Boots, The Last Wish? I was like, actually, no. But he said, there's a specific quality to that villain I want to reference for Remick. And now that I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, it's totally in there.
Sorry, husband, but Harry Belafonte.
Why didn't I think of that?
He was gorgeous.
I think I'm gonna go with Laurel and Hardy. It would probably be a disaster, but it would be hilarious.
Does it have to be an actor?
No.
Okay. You go first. Harris Savides. I would love for him to be my date.
Paul Newman.
What would you talk to him about?
His marriage, how he made it work through this industry and all through those years, and I don't know, his heart. I want to know about his heart.
I like you.
I think I want to have as my date Sidney Poitier.
Oh.
If I can, I certainly will.
What would you ask him about?
Tell me who you're wearing. And I would also say thank you. Thank you for shifting the paradigm to see us as respected actors.
I would bring Hattie McDaniel because I've read that the only way that they allowed her to attend the ceremony was sitting in the back with the help. And I would want to take her on my arm, walk her down the aisle, and sit in the place that she should have been sitting in so she could experience it like that.